Hey everyone, welcome back to Fandom Frontline, where I break down the stories that make us feel. Today I'll be talking about one of the most surprising and emotionally charged horror films of the year, Ben Leonberg's Good Boy. And yes, it stars a dog, but not just any dog, the director's own dog, Indy, who gives one of the most interesting performances of 2025. What sounds like a gimmick, a horror movie told from a dog's perspective, turns into something far more haunting and humane. The story follows Todd, played by Shane Jensen, who moves with his dog Indy into an isolated cabin left to him by his late grandfather. He's looking for peace, but the house they've moved into isn't empty. Todd doesn't notice the strange noises or the figure that lurks in the corners of the frame, but Indy does. And what's terrifying here isn't that the dog sees ghosts, it's that we see them with him. Leonberg, doubling as the film's cinematographer, films the story from Indy's eye level, not as a novelty, but as a perspective. We see the world as a dog might: low angles, flickering light, distant sounds that humans miss. It's never cartoonish, it's immersive. This technique transforms a small, quiet story into something deeply personal. And unlike horror movies where animals are the threat, like Cujo or Pet Cemetery, here the animal is our emotional anchor. Unlike those pets, Indy isn't a monster, but a witness. He's loyal, terrified, and heartbreakingly aware of something his owner can't see. And that's where Good Boy finds its soul. Not in what scares us, but in what we can't protect. There's a deeper layer running beneath the horror. Todd is dying. We sense it in his fatigue and in the way he looks at Indy with quiet resignation. The haunting becomes a metaphor for illness, for grief, for that moment when a pet seems to sense that something's wrong before we ever say a word. Leonberg doesn't overplay this, he lets it unfold in silence. A shot of Indy resting his head on Todd says more than any dialogue could. The film reminds us that dogs don't need to understand why we're sad, they just stay beside us anyway. By the end, Good Boy isn't about ghosts at all, it's about love, the kind that lingers even after we're gone. And that's what makes this film quietly devastating. Good Boy could have been a gimmick, but instead it's one of the most emotionally intelligent horror films in years. Ben Leonberg directs with restraint, empathy, and incredible trust in his audience, and in his canine star. Indy gives a performance that's natural, raw, and completely unforgettable. It's rare that a horror movie makes you cry and makes you afraid to turn off the lights, but Good Boy does both. This is a heartfelt, haunting debut that reminds us of the deep bonds we share with our pets, and that the strongest bonds in life are often the quietest ones. So the next time your dog barks at the corner of the room, maybe listen. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into film and storytelling, and tell me in the comments, what's your favorite animal performance in a movie? Until next time, this is Fandom Frontline.